Oh, that front brake does not work very well. This old Rocky Altitude, this 2016 Rocky Altitude has served me super well. I've replaced the bushings, the bottom bracket numerous times, but now it's worse for wear. It's not treating me very well. I don't ride it much anymore because it's in such rough shape. But this is the bike that really got things going for me, got me riding regularly again and trying jumps again, and it's been really great just being connected with this bike. This bike's been super special to me and supportive of me in my time rebuilding and riding again. So today I've got something special. Come check this bike out. Come take a closer look here. My dropper post doesn't really work that well. Sometimes it works. Oh. Hey, how's it going? Oh, look at that. Thanks so much. Yep. Yeah. Got my stickers. Got a stack of stickers, my first stickers. Yeah. Sweet, thank you. Let's take a look. So we're here filming my video and my stickers show up and unexpected. So I'm a pretty happy guy right now, and I want to get right into these stickers. Wow. So my own stickers. I'm so excited. You guys want to buy my stickers? They look pretty good. Wow, don't wreck them. Wow. Tremblay show stickers. So if you guys want to buy a sticker, these are going to be on my website for sale. Got a big stack of them here. Big stack of stickers. So what are the chances? I'm like, oh, who's shown up at my house on bicycles? And thankfully my neighbor Pete, super good guy, he was able to make these decals for me, decals, and his son delivered them. So thank you, Rocky. You've been so good to me, but now is the time to give you some love, some much needed love. You've given me love, and now it's got to be mutually beneficial. So let's give this bike a full overhaul, upgrade. You guys just wait and see what the upgrade is going to be. So let's take a closer look. On this bike here, I've got the Shimano XT. I've got the cheap Shimano brake lever here, which has been absolutely great. I've had no issues with this brake here. And then down here we got a Saint. We got a Saint brake. And yeah, so we got a mix of brakes as my brakes have failed on me. Swap them out. And what else? Oh, check out the cranks. Check out this bottom bracket. So I've actually replaced numerous bottom brackets, but hear that? So that bottom bracket needs to be replaced. That is done. Oh man, that's terrible. It's actually hard to find these bottom brackets. Pedals, these have been with me quite some time. They're holding up okay. There's no play in the pedals. A little bit of play in the seat. What else? Oh, the shifter. The shifter is actually broken. So the shifter, I had to put a aftermarket little bracket clamp on there, so this thing just kind of slips around and doesn't really work at all. The fork had actually seized up on me. I think I have some negative air pressure thing that was going on. Air leaking through the seal into the lower chambers, so the fork had just fully seized up. And then, oh, come on, dropper post. This is all stuff that I can fix, but I just haven't had the time. I've been putting all my energy into fixing up these old bikes and restoring other bikes, and this bike has been neglected. The bike that got me back into riding, the bike that means so much to me, neglected and left to die. So I feel really terrible that I've left it for so long. I've been planning on doing this video and giving it, you know, some much needed love. So today is the day. Beautiful sun setting behind me. The flowers are blooming. The yard is looking absolutely great, so I'm just so happy to have this beautiful background. Other thing about this bike, the rear shock is actually blown, so that has not been nice. What else? Broken housing. Got housing poking out of here. That's not very safe, is it? We've got the 26-inch wheel on here because I couldn't find a 27.5 inch in the 142 by 12. So I've been running the 26-inch 27.5 for quite a few months and really enjoying that. So only thing I haven't really replaced on this bike is the headset. I've got the original headset, which is crazy. Check out the seat. I've actually went through 2 of these DT Chrome Egg saddles, the Trailmaster DT. My initials are DT. I wish this was my signature saddle, but it's not. Yeah, this seat has seen better days. I was wondering why I was tearing all my pants, and it was because the staples were sticking out. The staples were poking out, so I tapped those staples back down, and yeah, damage has been done to all my pants. What are you gonna do? So like I said, I've done the bushings in this probably 3 times. The other kind of questionable thing about this bike, come check out the handlebar. This is the original handlebar, a 10-year-old carbon handlebar that I've been running. And that has definitely made me nervous running such an old carbon bar. So I'm looking forward to swapping that bar out before it swaps me out. And yeah, what else about this bike? I think that's it. I think we can start tearing it apart and putting new parts on it. Thanks guys, let's do it. We got the fresh decals, the Tremblay show decals. Super excited about this showing up while filming a video. Couldn't have planned that any better. And where do we put it? Do we just put it like right here? Line that, is that a good spot? I think so. Look at that. That feels good. Oh, looks good. Looks good enough for me. So yeah, if you guys want to buy the Tremblay show decal, that's going to be on the website. The t-shirts are going to be on the website here pretty quick as well. So can't wait to see the t-shirts. Yeah. Before I forget, big thanks to Nick K. Nick K is a shredder. He rides any bike really well. And he stops by my place. He says, hey, I've got an old Rocky Mountains Edge with some XDR components. Had no idea if it was gonna be like a newer one. I kind of figured it was gonna be a newer one, but nope. Look at this absolute beauty. There's actually some really interesting things about this frame. So we'll go over that in a future video. I've got a couple Edge frames. This is an aluminum one, and it's got the custom program aluminum, Easton custom. So it says it's made in USA exclusively for Rocky Mountain. So there's some interesting history about these early Rocky Mountains and the Easton aluminum. This might have been the first year using the Easton aluminum. Let's tear this thing apart. Yeah, so first things first, I just want to see what happens when I undo these. Oh yeah. Oh, not bad. This bike is gonna get some serious love. I do always make sure my bolts are tight and my bike is somewhat safe, because I don't want any unneeded failure. I guess I kind of push things with running this bar for so long. We can just start tearing things apart. Where do we even start? Grips. Oh, grips just slide right off. That's the beauty of having slide-on grips. Undo the dropper post. I'm gonna pull this dropper post apart because don't lose that little piece there. Now we should be able to just, oh man, wow. Ooh. So we should be able to pull this housing up and around. This housing, oh man, this housing is in rough shape. Have you ever seen a seat this beat? Isn't it neat that this seat was sweet, but now it's beat? That gave me a lot of good miles. Thank you, Chromeg. I don't know what I'm thanking you guys for, but thanks for making a nice seat. And huge thanks to Michael Earl for seat post. Oh, might have to grab it around. More leverage. Let's try this. With this. And oh, yeah, don't get too close. All right, we need some leverage. This bolt is really tight. Like I was saying before, I've had to replace these bottom brackets lots. I've had to repack them, pull the steel off, do whatever I can just to keep them going. Kind of need the perfect angle here. Oh, there we go. Oh, leverage. Leverage is your friend. Thank you, thank you, Easton handlebar. I'm so excited to take this crank off finally. It's just been so rough. Ooh, bearings are just gonna fall out. I don't recommend anyone pushing bottom brackets as far as I push this one, just because you risk damaging the frame at this point. I thankfully got a used bottom bracket just recently, so I'm really excited about that. Huge thanks to Lane and Amy. They donated this old Rocky Mountain Altitude to me. It has a cracked rear end, but the rear shock is actually in good working order. So that shock is going on this bike. This front shock is good as well, but it's less travel than I want. But we can use some parts from this, so stoked. We can actually steal the bottom bracket from this if we needed to, but thankfully Lane gave me a working bottom bracket, so tuck that away. So now all we do is boom. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, that looks tasty. That looks tasty. Look at that. Oh, doesn't taste good though. Oh wow, look at that! Look at that bearing. Come take a look at that bearing. That's done. Bye bye bearing. Let's whack that thing out of there. Bye bye. Bye bye bearing. And let's get this other one out. See if we can, nope. Oh yeah, this one is pretty done. Yeah, so like I was saying, I've actually pulled these bearings apart numerous times, pulled the seal off, repacked them, and this time I let them go. I've left them for quite some time. You can see that I did put a lot of grease, but I put a lot of miles when I ride, so yeah, it is what it is. These are done, and we'll clean this out really well. And yeah, oh hey guys, hey, I see you guys. I see you guys in there. Hi, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Hi. Okay, let's get back to working on this. Bottom brackets out. Feel good about that. We could probably pull this wheel off. So I guess we're still gonna run this 26-inch in the back. I might put a fresh tire on here though. Oh, this axle. Wow. This axle is rough. I wouldn't mind finding a new axle because this one's got deep gouges and grooves, and I really would not want to break an axle. Oh, that grease. And always shift down to the lowest gear when you take your wheel off, or else you're gonna have trouble. Holy moly. So yeah. See this spacer here? This, I had to customize this spacer to work with this hub and this frame. So it's, like I said, it's been holding up really well. Oh, that's gonna come right off. The free hub body, so we're just gonna leave that. Wow, look at this. Look at the grease, look. Somebody doesn't maintain bikes. Someone definitely does not maintain bikes, that's me. I feel kind of bad, but like I said, I've been tuning up CCMs, I've been tuning up super cycles, spending hours tuning up a $20 super cycle, making it run mint and perfect. And all this time I should have been paying attention to this old girl. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ugh, you're so dirty. So dirty. I didn't have my tool for the quick link. Sometimes, you know, channel locks, all sorts of things work to do the same thing. We're gonna pull this off. Oh boy, look at that. Don't lose your quick link. Put on my little table right there. And look at this derailleur. Look at that thing of beauty. So what we're gonna do, if you can get a close-up, we're gonna get a close-up of one of the most satisfying things in the world. Look at this. Oh, look at all that gunk. Oh, I can't even get it off. Hey, why wasn't your bike working that well, Dylan? Why wasn't it shifting? It was actually shifting okay. And look at this one. Look at this. Get right in there. Look at that. Oh, wow. Holy moly. This is probably the worst I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Definitely the worst I've ever seen it. Holy moly. That's insane. Wow. Okay, we're gonna pull this derailleur off. Okay, so that's out. Derailleur. Boom. Might as well just take it all apart, right? Put that back in there so we don't lose it. We don't want to lose. Definitely don't want to lose all these parts. Derailleur on the table. Let's take this off. There's actually what looks to be a crack starting because the cable routing, someone did the cable routing this way. I brought it back here, but originally when I bought this thing used, and the cable routing came down and around. So you can see that's almost worn a hole through the frame. Kind of dicey if you ask me, but it's all right. Okay, let's get back to the basics. So I've been filming with my phone lately with the mic connected to it, but my phone actually fell over with the microphone and broke the microphone. So today I figured, okay, let's go back to the GoPro. Let's see how the GoPro works. Oh, I've actually filmed quite a few videos with the GoPro only. I don't really know what has better quality. My crusty bike build, I filmed right here around the same time of year with the same sort of sunset. I think I was wearing the same shirt, and that was all filmed with the GoPro. So here we are. Let's pull all this off the bar. Let's just put this right here. Let's go like that. We got a little one for the shifter. Oh, so yeah, kind of a cool story. It was my birthday and I was at work and I pulled my bike out at work just to check the brake, and the brake was fully seized. It was an XT and the calipers were seized to the disc rotor and the wheel wouldn't even move. So I was like, oh, I just want to ride my bike. So I went across the street to Aerosmith Bikes, and guess what they did? They threw on this cheapo lever. This was like 2-3 years ago, the cheapo lever. So they had to come up with this clamp here just kind of last minute just to get me going, but that was years ago and it's worked out great. So thanks guys for getting me out riding that day 2-3 years ago. Yeah, that cheapo Shimano brake actually worked really good. And as you guys can see, I run my cable through the steer tube. That's so I can spin the bars, do bar spins. That's probably not gonna reach unless we go like that and like that and like this. Oh man, and my zap straps. I've had these zap straps on here forever, just in case of emergency. I've got emergency zap straps. Whoa, look at that bar. Wow. That bar has treated me super well. Thank you for not breaking. Post this thing up on Marketplace. See if anybody wants to buy a 10-year-old used carbon bar. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't sell that. Okay, we're getting deep. We're getting deep. We almost got this bike completely apart. Hasn't taken too long. So I've actually serviced this headset, but I haven't actually changed the bearings. So it's really held in there. But to do this successfully, we're gonna have to take this out. We're actually gonna have to cut the cable. That's the only way to get it off and get it through. So let's back that off. And then this, and then that. Boom! It's just kind of interesting to see. Yeah, you can see the old grease on there. You can see I actually did grease it. Look at that. Smells good. Smells amazing. Okay, let's take a little break. Okay, huge thanks to Matt Dennison for this Feedback Sports toolkit. So this has most of the tools I need. It doesn't have any of the specialized tools, but it was a great gift to replace a lot of the tools that I don't have anymore, because I've mentioned in my previous video that my toolkit, my toolbox full of 20+ years of all my tools, was stolen and never recovered. Even had that Shimano, the wooden handled Shimano chain tool. Those things are very special. Okay, back to the bike, back to this old Rocky. So we're just gonna cut the brake line. That's okay. We're just gonna pull all that out. Pots mod, we're probably gonna reuse that. Maybe I'll do a video on how to install the Pots mod and running your cable through. Wow, look at that. Just, that thing is so light. We can pull this out of there. This front wheel's been actually really good to me as well. It's starting to get just a titch of play. I've actually replaced the bearings and this front wheel, I think just once. I'm gonna have to check how long I've actually had this bike. I think it's been about 5 years, but when I first got it, I was riding at a ton and put lots and lots of miles on it. But the past year, I've been riding a lot less, and honestly, the bike has not been enjoyable to ride the past while, just with the rear shock blown, the front shock seized, shifting not working, the dropper post not working. What else? I'm not complaining. I would still get out 2 times a week. Ride what you got, right? Ride what you got. See that sticker? You can buy that sticker as well on my website. Ride what you got. That's all that matters. I just like getting out riding. Even if it's just riding up the fire road. I just love bikes. So let's keep going here. We got the axle to pull out. Look at that. Oh, a little grumbly. Make sure you grease this axle lots. And these caps. I've actually lost these caps quite a few times, so these are just some random caps from some other hub. It actually spaces it out just like the normal ones would, but they just don't fit in the hub, that's all. They just don't fit in there anymore. Okay, let's check all our parts here. Wow, this, oh, dog fluid on my favorite shirt. Mineral oil on my favorite shirt. That's mineral oil. Okay, so this is quite interesting. If you guys come over here and take a look, this is actually kind of scary. Oh man, So the cable, running the cable through the steer tube actually wore a giant groove in there. That is pretty gnarly. I might actually have to retire this fork after 5 years. 5 years of hard use. 5 years of hard use on this fork. This is, you know, riding through the winter, riding through the monsoon season, only servicing it once. I think only actually serviced it once. So this fork has been exceptional. Thank you, fork, for softening my trail riding adventures. So many good times with this fork. Sometimes even bottoming out this fork. See the coatings chipping off a little bit. So we'll put that there. Wow, there she is. Take that seat clamp off. We can just kind of pull everything off here because it's not going to help us at all. Oh, I think we're going to swap the brakes. We're going to actually change pretty much everything on this bike. So let's just take that off. Thank you, brake. Cut these off. Wow, it's so interesting just seeing everything pulled apart. I don't really care about this. That can come out. All right, so let's just pull all the housing out. Let's cut this back, and we can pull this housing out. Boom. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bam. What? Whoa, what's this one doing? Uh-oh. You've served me so well, bike. I could not have asked for a better bike. And the bottom one is shifter. Okay, bottom left is the shifter, bottom right is the seat post. Note to self, let's go like that. This is an important piece for the altitude frames that sits on the bottom of the bottom bracket and it acts as a cable stop. Wow! Let's put that there for safekeeping. Look at that. The crazy thing is, we're just gonna clean it up really well. I want to check for cracks and swap out this shock with the one over there. It's kind of emotional just seeing this bike. This is what got me back on my bike. This got me my physical and mental health back in check. This got my life back on track. This bike did so much for me and it was such a small price to pay. I just want to give a shout out to my old boss, Brent. He's the one who actually got me a giant rain for a killer deal. A friend of mine was selling a 2017 giant rain for $1,000 and I didn't have any money. And Brent's like, oh yeah, well, how about we buy it and then you can pay us back or whatever. He didn't even second guess it. So he put up that $1,000, got me on that giant rain, and I just started riding 2, 3, 4 times a week. I didn't love that giant rain. The geometry wasn't what I was used to, but all that mattered was I was riding again. I was out there on the trails and I was really working on some deep emotional stuff after separation with my ex-wife and then the kids and all that stuff. So just being back on my bike was really great. And about a year after that, I caught wind of this bike being up for sale. Thank you, Darren Butler. The guy who owned this bike had sadly passed away and the bike had been sitting in his wife's garage, and Darren called her up and said, hey, Dylan's looking for a bike. And this was just the perfect bike. 2016 Rocky Altitude. So happy to get on this bike. The geometry just felt right and I just felt great riding this, and I started doing more jumping and manuals, and yeah, so thank you, Rocky Altitude. Let's get you back on the road. Clean you up. Thanks.
Tremblay show. Everybody gotta go the wrong way, yo. If you like, just give me a like. But if you don't, then just go ride your damn bike. Yeah, this is the Tremblay show.